Well, it's International Women's Day on Wednesday this week. Timsy, of course, will be together doing an event for She Hoops. Make sure you register and join us.
Absolutely.
But wanted to chat to one of our long-time female coaches in the WNBL. She's the head coach of the Southside Flyers and she joins us from training right now. Welcome, Cheryl Chambers, and happy International Women's Day and Finals Week.
Yeah, thank you. There's a lot on today. Very exciting.
There's a lot on this week, that's for sure. But let's talk about International Women's Day for female coaches in the WNBL. This season, yourself, you've been a veteran of the coaching. Nat Hurst and Kristen Veal, first-time coaches in the WNBL this season. And then Shelley Corman made it 4 with the Sydney Flames. So it's been great representation to have the 4 of you.
Yeah, it's fantastic and great to have, especially Shelley after her stellar Opal's career and her career as a basketball. It's great to have her in this year, and Nat and Veely, when I first started coaching, there were just young kids on the block, so I'm showing my age.
Shez, how many years I should have done my homework, but clearly not the astute journalist, but how many years have you been coaching?
I think it's around 16.
Wow.
So I think I had nine or so years at Bulleen, and then also all the Boomers, 3 years in Sydney, and this is my 4th year here.
And it's incredible because that is the age in total of your youngest child, Georgia. And when I started covering the WNBL, you just had Georgia. So it's incredible to think of it in those terms. The other thing I love about you and the Flyers as we celebrate International Women's Day is you've got an all-female coaching panel at the Flyers with Karen Mitchell and Hannah Lowe joining you this year. How important is it for you to be able to promote other women and Victorian women on your coaching panel?
I think it's really important. I mean, we as females, probably a little bit different now, but I think sometimes we're intimidated by bringing other females in because you think that they're going to take a spot where, I think we should be embracing them and bringing as many female coaches on as we can and giving them opportunities.
Is that something that was a conscious decision by you, that you really wanted to, help with the women's movement along a bit in regards to coaching?
Oh, look, I've had male assistants before, so it's certainly not me against having males or anything like that. But definitely, they're 2 young coaches in Victoria have been doing great things with the under-20 state team. So it seemed a great opportunity to bring some women in and give them some development. And they've probably got a little bit more than they expected with Snelly. I mean, she was here until up a week before the season. So both of them have stepped up and did a fantastic job.
We look around the league and Shelley obviously promoted from assistant coach to head coach at Sydney this year. Christy Harrower, which we were talking about off air, Timsy, amazing to have her in the league as an assistant coach. And then, you talk about all these Olympians, obviously Shelley, Christy, Nat Burton at Perth, and then we've seen Docky at Bendigo and Zoe Carr as well. I hope I haven't missed out.
And you mentioned Snelly.
And Snelly, obviously,
she's
before
not head
that.
coaching, so you're right, yeah.
But there's some great representation, which is wonderful to see when we do see the benches, whether you're at a game or on the broadcast. It's great to see those familiar and successful faces.
Yeah, it is, and I think there is something different about having played. I think you look at the game a little bit different. I'm not saying you have to play, but it really is that experience and that ability to understand what the players are going through and all the different tweaks. It's much easier if you've played, so it's wonderful that we're getting all those ex-players involved.
It is finals week. Semi-final series start this week, tipping off Wednesday night at the very venue you're at now, the State Basketball Centre, the second on the ladder. Southside Flyers with home court advantage against the third-placed Melbourne Boomers. It's going to be a bumper semi-final series, the 2 teams. Timsy, Shez, you've beaten the Boomers, you've swept them 3-0 during the regular season, but it's a new season now in this semi-final series.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, finals are always a lot different than during the year, so it starts an even slate and, we're really excited not only just to be in the finals but to have one against the crosstown rivals. I think it's really exciting and I think the stadium will be filled and, the vibe around Victorian basketball will be great.
Timsy, what are you expecting in this semi-final
look, I'm just sitting here a little neutral at the moment because, I'm definitely going to be going to all the games and I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping it's going to go to 3 games and, I was speaking to some basketball friends yesterday and we just can't pick it right now. I know Cheryl doesn't want to hear that, but who's going to win that, best of 3 series is a tough one to pick and, prior to last week's game against Townsville, I thought, maybe Southside will get this. And then after watching him play against Southside, at Townsville, sorry, Cheryl, I thought, maybe Melbourne Boomers, can get it done. And then a few weeks before that, I thought, Melbourne Boomers are going to win the championship. But the way things have unfolded the last 5 weeks in particular, I reckon we're just in for an absolute fantastic final series in both the semi-finals plus the grand final. So for me, I honestly, not just because Cheryl's here, I can't pick this one, but I can say I think it'll go to 3.
Well, that's what we hope as spectators. Shez will be hoping it's 2. Cheryl, before we let you go, because you are very busy, it's 48 hours out from game day, I want to ask you about Kayla Thornton, because the Flyers in their 4 seasons haven't always had an import. But when you get an import, you pick a goodie. We know you did in your first season with Mercedes Russell, who was an absolute hit. Kayla Thornton's been fantastic. She was runner-up in the Susie Batkovic medal and made the all first team as well. Tell us a bit about how great Kayla's been on and off the floor.
Oh, look, you can see it in the way she plays. She's just a personality and she really wants to win. And the good thing about her is she values defence so much. So she helps our team and, over the last 5 or 6 weeks, I think she's really helped driven the defence of our team and making sure that we're up and at 'em and playing hard. She's happy to score, but she's certainly happy to distribute the ball as well. So, and as you could probably get, she's a bit of a card around and she gives us a fair few laughs around the team, which is great.
Yeah, she's been absolutely fantastic. And I just love the fact that, sometimes you get imports who come over and they expect to play, almost 40 minutes. And if they're first subbed off, they'd go, they wouldn't be impressed. But I just love that you've thrown everything at her, like, some minutes here, sometimes she sat, nearly more than half a quarter or whatever. And she just, has been such a great team person. And I thought that when Jacko was there, Jacko's leadership really shone through, like the value to that team and everybody accepting their roles. And now Jackson's gone. I don't know because I'm not in the inner sanctum, but it seems like she's really stepped up with leadership duties and keeping everybody accountable and on track.
Yeah, she has. She's an absolute pro.
Yeah.
I mean, what you see is what you get. She wants to win and it doesn't matter what her role is in amongst that as long as we get the wins. If it means that she plays a defensive role or if we go to a different player, she doesn't mind. She's just happy to play the role, which is, as you say, it's quite refreshing and really nice to work with.
And I love a muscle flex.
Yeah,
at the end, and the stare there, this cracks me up. If I'm the opposition, I'm thinking, I hate it. But from a spectator's point of view, loved it.
Yeah, she's brought so much to the league. Cheryl, it's been an incredible coaching journey today in the WNBL. You took Bulleen Boomers to their first ever grand final. You won a championship with Sydney, and you now take the Flyers to a 3rd final series in 4 seasons at the helm. We wish you all the best in the upcoming semi-finals and perhaps a grand final series too. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, girls. Have a good day.